Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. We are live. It is Wednesday morning, and man, Bitcoin is pumping and dumping and all sorts of volatility. We're going to take a look, see what's going on there. We had some news reports come out, and it's just ripping. The U.S. is reacting to these news reports. Be careful if you're trying to long here. We're going to go into that in just a minute, though. Let's see who's here. Let's see who we got this morning. Max, morning. Cat, what's going on? Morning. Hawkborn, yo. Carrie Benz, West Coast. What's up, dude? What's up? Eons, good morning. John the Mod says, nice little pump this morning. Hope it settles us up for a good little trade. Yeah, you and me both. I am short. I shorted earlier. I gave it in the Discord. I am short again. Just a little baby short here. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at that. We'll see what happens. I am short. I just shorted right before we came on stream. Low margin. I got the wrong account up this morning. I got the small account up because we're going to do some VIP only Discord trading. And when we do that, it's typically some little scalps, maybe some smaller day trades. And I don't usually use a larger balance. So I'd already logged in. I wasn't anticipating a whole lot this morning. We get all this. And I'm like, oh, I got like my $1,500 account up here. So it is what it is. I should move this over so I can manage it over here. We'll come back here. Let me throw in like a little stop loss or something here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Stop loss. I'm just going to put a tight stop because I really don't want to manage this right now. I know. I just really don't feel like managing it right now. I like to trade. I just don't feel like managing it. So I'm putting a really, really tight stop. And it is what it is. I've been hitting a little bit of small scalps here. I'll show you some of those real quick. Up about $400, just some little small scalps. $158, $43, $83, $85, $69, $103. So some small scalps here, guys. About $400 or $500. You can see those. We'll talk about. I'm just gonna move this all the way over to the other screen. Sorry, guys. I didn't expect this massive pump to come out of nowhere. These are bearish news reports. Bearish news reports. So I wasn't really expecting this morning. I guess the fake out before the big dumpola, right? I'll show you some P&Ls though. I just showed you up about $500. Those are some scalps over this morning, and then 1 or 2 yesterday. To be fair, they're not all from this morning. I think 2 from this morning and 2 from yesterday. Here's our weekly total, not including those scalps. We're up $5,000. These are the 2 trades that I gave you in advance in the VIP Discord. I showed you the trades individually here yesterday. We're up at $5,000 on those 2 trades, but I did give these to you in advance in the VIP Discord. I gave them to you as I was taking them. So I hope you took them with me. I know that several of you did. I've seen your comments. I've seen your posts in Discord, and I've seen some of the P&L cards too, guys. So congratulations to those of you that took them. I'll let you know when I went short this morning too. I did let you know in the Discord. We'll show those non-believers. I'll let you know when I went short. Not this current short that I'm in, but this one that I just got stopped out on this pump from out of nowhere. Pulled down $158 on that. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to retire on, but profit nonetheless. So good job, guys. We are making money, and I'm just going to show you this one more time before moving over. We are still in this short, guys. Still in the active short, up a couple $100 here. So good trade this morning, guys. We're getting some good trades. Did you guys take this? As soon as we came on stream, I said I just took this short, so you'd be up with me if you took it. And we probably have much more downside to go. I'm just not going to mess with it much this morning because I got a lot to talk to you about. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Oh, not to mention, let's see if this one closed out. I don't know if it closed. I was trying to sell my Fetch AI. I got most of it sold. Gosh. I'm just going to leave this here. I've got most of it sold. Let me go out to the main screen. So revamp, I saw you in here. Good morning, G-Mash, old mate. Hey, old mate, what's up? XRP all the way. What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you? XRP army in the house. I'm just kidding. We'll take a look at XRP today. We've been looking at alts lately. Hawkborn took it. There you go. Yeah, revamp. I went on. Look, I showed the crew last night in the VIP Discord. I did go and I did a lot of research on the coins that you gave and some other alts, and I really, really like the Fetch AI coin. I mean, the more I researched about it, the more I liked it. I went last night and bought 400,000 Fetch AI coins. Actually, I just sold them though. I made $1,300 this morning on this little pump, but I did go buy. Looks like that was about 60. Well, it was up $644 at the time, so about $63,000 worth. I bought 400,000, and I don't think this is the bottom. I do not think this is the bottom, but I was so impressed with this coin and this potential that I didn't mind laddering in right here on it. So good call on that one, man. Thank you for that. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because I want you guys to be on the winning side of this. I'll tell you another thing that's funny. So I don't often use ChatGPT, right? I've been harping on WorldCoin for months now with you guys. You know that. I don't often use ChatGPT. Back in the day, twice I used ChatGPT. I was in trades, and I was like, coin flippers I shouldn't have been in, right? Over leveraged in them. And so I asked ChatGPT 2 times, like a week or 2 apart, actually. I said, what is Bitcoin going to close the day at? And it's like, I can't tell you exactly, but... And it gave me like 3 zones. 70% chance it finishes in this zone. 20% chance this zone. At less than 10% this other random zone, right? Both times it finished in the less than 10% chance zone. I said I will never ask it again for financial advice. Both times. So, but when I will ask it sometimes to help kind of summarize some things for me, right? And I asked it yesterday. I said, 2 cycles ago, or last cycle, the narrative, the altcoin narrative was kind of NFTs, and this time it was kind of meme coin AI. I said, what is likely to be the narrative for altcoins next cycle? And it told me that it was likely to be verification type stuff to prevent scammers. Like it's going to improve on the AI push, right? So things that'll verify that you're really human, get rid of scammers, get rid of things like that. So that is going to be the big driver. Now, who knows if that's correct? And I said, well, give me the coins that are most likely to be successful in that field. And I kid you not, it said, what retail will be to next cycle? It said A, WorldCoin. I said, my man. And then it goes down to B, AI agents with wallets. And what is the first one on the list for AI with wallets? Fetch AI right there. Boom. So I said, you know what? That is just, to me, I'd already done my research. This is towards the end. I'd already done my research. And I said, to me, that is just confirmation of what I needed to hear. So I went ahead and bought the Fetch AI, and I sold most of it. You can see our weekly profit on this account. I have 2 accounts on Kraken Pro. The weekly profit for this week, we're up 10 grand, $9,800 on the week trading alts. 1,300 of that came on Fetch AI today, but we are looking for lower on Fetch AI ultimately. So I will probably, all in all, be in Fetch AI for about $100,000 and probably about $100,000 on WorldCoin by the time all is said and done. And those are the ones that I will ride up. But I did like this. Like even if you got in on Fetch right now at 15 cents and it only went back to $1, I mean that's still a 6x from right here. So I just like this coin. Everything I'm reading about it, I like this project. It had the most. We're going to talk about this later. I know you guys are here for Bitcoin. We do have the market opening in about a minute. Flashbang, guys. Prepare your eyes. Boom. We had the news reports this morning. We had the 2 biggies. non-farm payrolls and unemployment, both of them came in bearish, yet we had this big pump. It's suspect to me. It is a suspect pump to me. We're going to find out. None of this matters right now because the U.S. market is not open. We're going to find out how the U.S. market reacts to this pump and these bearish reports. Tomorrow we have jobless claims, and then the biggie of all, much bigger than these today, not really much bigger, but on the same level, is CPI. So good trading day today, good trading day Friday, should be. All right, well, that's it for the news. We'll see. The U.S. market is opening in 1 minute. Actually, it's opening right now. Let's drop to the 5 minute. I'm not trading this. You can do whatever you want to do, but you know I wait to the 8:45. Am I on the right chart? Yes, I think. Hang on, guys. Let me back out. Let me just refresh. Something doesn't look right here. All right, we're going to the 5 minute chart. We're going to discuss this, and I have a poll in chat. If you guys get a second, go ahead and answer the poll. I'm curious as to when you think Bitcoin will bottom. Hawkborn says it makes sense with facial recognition and social credit scores. You have to be able to identify who you are first. Always safe to bet on Bitcoin. Yeah, for sure. I dropped Algo. HBAR, WorldCoin, and Fetch AI are in my rotation. Algo's gone. Algo's a dead coin, in my opinion. I don't care what you think about the project. It may be the best project in the world, but 2 cycles in a row went to $3. Last cycle I went to like, I don't know, 70 cents or something. And even when these little mini pumps that we're getting here, like, you know, this obviously this isn't WorldCoin anything, but even these little mini pumps on the way down where WorldCoin's getting like 8%, 6%, 10%. I mean, 8, 6, and 10. Algo's getting like 2, 1, and 2. I mean, it's just. It doesn't need to be something that I'm fooling with. I kept it around because I've been on it for 2 cycles now. I'm very familiar with how it moves, but those moves are just dying off, and it's just not going to be a profitable coin. And the biggest, listen to me guys, listen to me carefully. The biggest thing, if you're going to spot trade altcoins, okay? Let's say you spot trade altcoins, right? And that's what I'm doing. And let's say you don't want to take a loss. That's cool. You can't lose on altcoins unless your coin goes to zero or you choose to sell for a loss, right? But let me go to an altcoin and show you this. Let's say you bought Fetch AI right here, 15, let's just call it 15 cents, right? You bought it at 15 cents, and you were just planning for it to go up to 16 cents, and you're going to sell and take profit and rebuy at 13 cents, so on and so forth, right? You were just going to trade it like this, right? Well, what if something went wrong and you bought right here at 15 cents, and rather than going up and getting your quickie little trade, you could, even though you had your setup and your signals, what if this coin just went down like this? And so you either had to sell for a loss or hold it. Okay? A lot of people don't like selling for loss. I don't like selling for loss. So I thought to myself, if I have to hold a coin, if I get this trade wrong at 15 cents and I have to hold this coin and watch it go down to 10 cents before it comes back up into the bull run, okay, if I have to hold this coin and I can no longer trade this coin, I want to be holding a coin that I think it's going to do very well from current price. Not from the bottom, from current price. And I think this coin has a chance to at least go back to $1. At least come take this out. And I mean, at very least, it went to $3.50 last cycle. And that gives me about a 6x, okay? Algorand is currently at 9 cents, right? 9 cents. Okay, I think Fetch has a minimum of 6x from current price, and that is a bare minimum. That is an easy, conservative, underperformance shot, okay? I think it'll do much better than that. But Algorand to do a 6x from here has to go to 63 cents, which is here, which is higher than it went in the last cycle. Okay? higher than a win in the last cycle. What are the odds of that happening? Not very good. Chances are Algorand goes to about, I don't know, 35 cents at best. Takes this out right here, okay? In my opinion, okay? Which is going to give me about a 3.5x from here, okay? And that's at best, in my opinion, okay? At bare freaking minimum, I think from current price, Fetch AI does a 6x. So I don't want to get caught with my hand in a cookie jar on Algorand, because I don't think if I get stuck with it, I'm looking for a quick, easy trade here. If it goes this way and I got to hold it, this is not a coin I want to hold. This is a coin I'm not willing to take into drawdown. Does that make sense? So, and whereas somebody mentioned XRP a minute ago, okay, I don't want to hold. I'm not willing to trade XRP from here. I'm not willing to do it. I don't care if XRP goes back to all-time high, right? This is not a tradable coin right now. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Besides the fact that XRP is coming much lower despite what folks want to think. The all-time high for XRP is right here about 360, right? You're at $1.37 now. If you're trading this for, for just a little, buy, sell, just accumulation, right? If you get stuck right here expecting it to go up for a quick buy, sell, and it does come on down and you get stuck holding this, well, if it goes all-time high, you're only making a 2x here. 2.5x. So I do think XRP is going to perform well next cycle. It's just not a coin I want to get stuck holding at current price should price come against me in the trade. I hope that makes sense. So it's not that I'm knocking XRP. It's not that I think XRP won't set a new all-time high. It's that I don't want to get caught holding it at current price. Fetch AI has come down enough and is a strong enough coin in my opinion that I'm comfortable if I get in a bad trade holding it all the way through. I hope that makes sense. Bitcoin moving on down, guys. Good trade. Those of you that took it with me, I know Hawkborn did. Hawkborn thinks March and April. John hit a TP1 at VWAP. I hadn't even looked at VWAP today. Yeah, it's a good trade, guys. Killing this trade. Given to you as soon as we came on stream, y'all. Look at Bitcoin coming back down to that point of control. This would be a good TP area. In fact, let me go ahead and TP right here, point of control. All right, TP set. TP1 in. I doubt I sold the rest of my Fetch AI. Hopefully they sold. I doubt it. No, they did not sell. I sold most of them though. I'd already sold most of them in a trade here at $15.91. Sold $46,000 worth. Couldn't quite get them, and then I had to chase price. Tried to sell 112,000 more. Got $5,000 of them sold, so I got most of them sold. Oh well, we made some profit, and now we rebuy. Bitcoin coming down. This could present for a good trade at 845. However, we look for a vector candle where the market maker steps in at 830, and there are no vectors here, which tells me the market maker, this is not the market maker. He has not moved price yet. So if we see a vector at 845, normally we would look for, whichever way, but price is coming down. This is 830. Normally we would look for this to be a red vector candle, or green if you're going to the upside, but red in this case. And then continuation down for 835, 840, and then at 845 we would look for a green vector candle to come back to the upside. That is the market maker stepping back in to bring price back up to recover his original vector and possibly continue, but at least to recover the original vector. We don't have a vector, which means the market maker is not having to move price. Price is moving on its own. So we have to be careful that this thing may not reverse at all, and at 845, when the market maker does step in, you might see a red vector to the downside, and that means get on the train because they are fixing to dump price. You don't see this very often. Usually the market maker has to induce you and I to go one direction or the other. He did not today, not so far anyway. So if we see at 8:45 a red vector open up, we need to be on the train. Okay? We're already on the train. I'm already on the train. You need to be on the train. I was on the train because I knew this is bearish news and this was a fake pump. Too many people, I'm telling you guys, I've been in this space a long time. Even though I didn't have a channel, flashbang. Too many people see green and they think bullish, and that's not the case. And they see unemployment green and they think it's not the case. And I'll tell you another thing. One thing that doesn't really make sense to people. So unemployment rate went down 4.3%. They think, oh, people are working. That is good for the market. That is terrible for the markets. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to agree with it. You just have to accept it. That is bad for the markets. You want a good bullish market? You need unemployment through the roof. Okay? When unemployment is low, the government doesn't need to print money. They don't need to bail people out. When unemployment's high, they need to print money. And that is all you need to know. Agree with it or don't, I don't really care. You just need to accept it so that you can trade it, right? And that's it. So this is bearish. This is bearish. But people see green, they think bullish. They long, and then the U.S. market opens. They said, ha, this is bearish, folks. Down, down, down. Yeah, vectors on the 1 and 3. I go, that's great. I stick to my system, and my system, they count their higher volume candles, but my system, for this particular morning trade, U.S. market morning trade, not all the time, but the U.S. market morning trade, I have found the most reliable to be the 5-minute vectors between the 8:30 and 8:45, between 8:30 and 8:50. The 5-minute vectors to be the most reliable. I don't see them on the 3-minute either, though. Now that you mention it, I don't see a single vector on the 3-minute. This purple one up here was at 8:15. That is not market maker. The market wasn't open then, so I don't see any vectors there either. There's a lot on the 1 minute, but that's not market maker. Those are just higher volume candles. It's a good trade, guys. Hope y'all took it. All right, guys. So let's move on a little bit. Let me zoom out here. Be careful, guys. Let's back out again. Let's zoom in one more time. We called this yesterday. We absolutely nailed this yesterday. I told you on the live stream. I said Asia and UK, this was yesterday. I said Asia and UK trended down. I said the US is going to take it back, okay? They didn't come and take it all back, but the trend was most definitely up, okay? They took all of this before moving down. So we called this trade. Someone was looking for an SFP here, somewhere in here. I don't even remember what time it was. But somewhere on the stream yesterday, they were looking for an SFP, probably right here if I had to guess. Because this looks like the only SFP-able area right in here. Yeah, it was right here. They wanted the SFP here, and I said, you know, take it if you want. I said, but I like this to move back up to 70K. That's what I called for, 70K, and we took it right back up to 69,990. So pretty dang close. So good job. If you took this trade, it was a baby trade. I hope you took profit there. Hope you got your stop loss in. But I didn't like it. I like this price to come to 70K, and that's what we got. So today it was a little different. Asia, of course, just moved down, and then the UK more. Okay, we're 1 minute to 8:45. This is what we're looking for. The UK was just pretty much sideways here, just kind of straight sideways. U.S. looks like took a little of that back, and now probably fixing to dump on down. So, but we're going to find out here in 1 minute. What I want you to be careful with, guys, and we're not there yet. We're kind of fighting it right now, but I did tell you yesterday, I said, be careful. I said, we have law of the volume profile. We have closed the daily back inside the value area range, the blue line, value area range, value area high. I said, next stop. Now that we've closed back in there, next stop, point of control, which we have hit. Okay? If we close the daily, which we are right on it, okay, we're below it now, but we've been fighting it all morning. If we close the daily below this, not 100%, but way more than likely, we're going to work our way down here to the value area low, okay, which is right here at the low we set last week. We probably don't stop here. We probably go ahead and take this out, okay? May not happen in a day. It could happen in a day. I don't know. But be careful, guys. Watch today's daily close. Now, that doesn't mean we can't close below it today and then tomorrow wick above it and then come right back down. That doesn't mean just straight down, right? You could certainly wick above it, but you should not close another daily back above it before coming on down. That's the law of the volume profile. So watch today's daily close. If you're just not sure, because you are in the middle of the range. I mean, you could very well find support here, right? Just wait. Wait till today's close before you take a trade. And trade based upon this and maybe some money flow and things like that. Bjorn, volatility. But just wait. Okay? But it's close. It's fighting. This would be a higher probability trade setup if you waited for the daily close and you were below this. Now, if you close above it, that doesn't mean long, because tomorrow you could certainly come below it, right? But the higher probability trade would be to wait and see if you close below the point of control today. On Bybit. This is the Bybit chart. Actually, I'm on the KCEX chart, but I have the Bybit levels. The Bybit value area range is what's marked out on here. Because I'm trading today on KCEX, but their levels aren't nearly as respected as Bybit. So Bybit's the one. But price is very different on Bybit. So, like, let's see. Well, it's about $50, $60 off today. Sometimes it's a couple $100 off. So, it's hard to trade on that. But I do want to know their levels. And I have adjusted the level here. Like, it's 50 or 60 bucks off from price. So, this level here is where I've marked is 50 or 60 bucks lower on Bybit, but it's accurate for this chart that we're looking at. Just go with me here. Trust me. Or do your own research. Don't trust me. Moving down, guys. Let's go back to the 5 minute. See if we got any vectors stepping in yet. Market maker's still not showing up yet, guys. They don't have to. So they're going to do one of two things. When volume dies off from you and I, you're either going to see a big red vector candle step in here, and I mean a big one. Or if they want to move price up, you're going to see a big green candle start from here. One of the two, and I'm not going to predict which. But so far, the market maker has not showed up. He hasn't had to, but he will. He will. He's going to show up today. With these news reports, the market maker's coming. He just hasn't had to yet. Retail's moving market for him. BlackRock dumped on you again, guys. BlackRock dumped on you again. I posted that this morning. BlackRock loaded up. They loaded all these up. 300, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1,200, 1,360 Bitcoin they loaded up on you and dumped this morning. That's not as big as their usual load up. You can see below that yesterday's dump. I mean, they loaded up, gosh, I don't even know how many this is. That's just one page. They dumped more. Today was a small dump by them. Look at all these. All of these 300 Bitcoin. So today was about a third of what they've been dumping on you, but they're still selling. That's the point. They're still selling on you. Good trade, guys. I did TP1. I really hate that I'm on the smaller account today, guys. I did take a small TP1 for $132. I'll pull that over. Stop loss at entry. Oops. I don't know why this isn't pulling up right. I just downloaded it. Now I'm trying to pull it up. There it is. TP1 at 68K right there. TP1, stop loss entry, and we're just riding it right now, guys. Good trade. All right, so let's take a look at our poll, and then I want to show you what I think and why I think it. So we got a poll in chat. When will Bitcoin bottom? 92% of you, wow, say March, April. 8% say the bottom is already in. That's so cool that you guys think March, April, because every single thing, and maybe there's somebody out there, but everything I've seen out there in crypto land, everybody's expecting like next fall, because that's when it always is. Fall, winter, October, November, that's when the bottom always is. Everyone's thinking that. I haven't seen anyone, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you've seen someone think that the bottom's coming in the next month, 2 months at most. What indicator gives those candles? This is it. Get ready to screenshot, bro. I'm going to show you. It's PVSRA Auto. Let me see if I can find it. Right there. Right here. PVSRA candle auto override is to trade travel chill. Screenshot that, and I'm going to show you my settings because some janky settings when it first comes, in my opinion. You can set it up however you want, but I'll show you what I got. Here you go. Here's my settings, and I'm going to scroll down. This is under the style category. I'll show the inputs in a second. That's it for style. You can just screenshot that. And I'm going to show my inputs right there. Just like that. That's it. And they give you, I think it says right there. Let me go back. It says what they are. So the volume candles, the white and grays are normal volume. That's us for the most part. The vectors can be people like us, retail, but not usually. It takes a significant amount of volume. Anyway, the blue and purple candles are big volume, but not as big a volume as the green and reds, okay? The green and reds are almost always market makers. Sometimes retail can hit the blue and purple. Those are a little more confusing. Sometimes that's us, 150%, but to hit 200% volume, that's double volume than a typical normal candle. That's usually market maker. Those are the ones I really look for, okay? And they also make good targets. So a market maker would increase volume with the green to the upside in order to later come back and get it, okay? He does that, and that makes us, because the green ones are 200%, right? 200% of volume. So they're real powerful. Boom, explosive moves to the upside. That makes people like us, emotional retail traders, FOMO in, so he builds liquidity within that candle to later come back and get it. So that's when he goes really high volume to make us FOMO in to come back and later liquidate or stop us out. So I don't pay attention to the white and grays. I somewhat pay attention to the blue and purples, but I really take note when I see green and red candles. Yeah, there's others out there, vector candle ones. I just like this one. I like Trade Travel Chill. Annie, my girl Annie, she's really good trader, and I like the candles. I don't know, to each their own. I like the so the green and reds are good, but these have the purple and blues also. So which makes me go it's a purple and blue, which is good. I kind of sit up a little But when I see the green and reds, I really lean forward. Like, it's just different, okay? It's kind of like when I see the blue and purples, I'm like, okay, take notice. When I see the green and reds, I'm like, take action. So I just like it better. But to each their own. Max is on board with the Fetch AI. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you guys, WorldCoin and Fetch AI, ride them. Hit them in the bottom of the bear. Hit them when I tell you that I think this is no, not financial advice. But I'm going to tell you when I think the bottom-ish is in. I may not get it to the dang penny, but ride them hard, in my opinion. That's my plan anyway. Awesome trade. John Boy entered around 68.2. TP 675 just closed at 66.7. Nice job. Nice job. I'm still in. Hogborn stopped out. Good job, guys. All of you made profit this morning. I'm proud of you guys. Paying attention. Paying attention. Paying attention. Y'all should have. This is an easy one. This was an easy one. We knew. And if you didn't pay attention, I told you. I said, I know it pumped. I know it pumped. I'm not buying this fake pump, bearish news reports. I'm short, okay? Even if price pumped after that, which it did, you knew that the U.S. market wasn't an open. You knew that these were bearish reports. And you knew that the U.S. is not going to go long. The market makers, the U.S. market, the guys that run the show are not going to go long on bearish reports, okay? The going along, the pump was from folks like us not knowing how to read reports. They stepped in and said, well, what are y'all kidding? Sell. That's exactly what happened. And we were ready for it, and we hit both of the trades. We hit the first pump and dump and the second. Good job, guys. And the key is, when you get in them, especially news-driven reports that are very volatile, the goal is to just liquidate folks. When you get in them and you get up a little, shave off profit, stop loss to entry. And then if you've got the direction correct and it comes and stops you out, look to short it again because it's still bearish. Just because you got stopped out doesn't mean the report's not still bearish, right? Especially if it's before U.S. market open. Now the U.S. market's open, if I get stopped out, I will not reshort it because that move is probably already played out. All right, let's take a look at why I think, along with you guys, I think it's going to be March, April. I think more like the first week to 2 weeks in March, we're going to hit the bottom. Let's take a look. Here's our chart. I'm not going to go through all these that I go through every day. I know you're tired of hearing them about like the Babylon trade, but it's because I want you guys to be prepared, okay? Just like we harped on Babylon and still some folks missed the trade, even though we harped and harped and harped and harped on it and knew what to look for. Yeah, I acknowledge our primary scenario never got hit. I acknowledge that's the one I wanted. But in VIP Discord, I gave you the other two scenarios, and those did get hit. So those are valid entries. But I'm harping on this because I don't want you to miss this bottom that's coming up, okay? And could I be wrong? Sure, I could be wrong. Okay, I acknowledge that, but I just don't think so, okay? We weren't wrong about Babylon, and I think we got a pretty good beat on this that everyone else is missing, and I do mean everyone that I've seen. All right, here we go. I've shown this chart numerous times. I'm not don't worry, don't click off. I'm not fixing to run back through that long, drawn-out stuff. We're going to look at one thing here. All right. So we've seen, for those of you who don't know, this cross right here, this is what I'm calling the bear leg cross, okay? The final leg of the bear market, the cross that sends us to it and has every single cycle. This is the monthly 5 white crossing the monthly 13 orange. Target 1 is the monthly 55 green, okay? I'm on the daily chart, but these EMAs are set to the monthly levels on both sides. So this is 2022, we looked at 2018, 2014, and on the right is current price action. Okay, so we've already covered the days and percentages to the 55, this first drop, the first drop post-cross. Now, what we want to look at is the last two cycles. So you had 28 days and 3 days to this first big drop, okay? And then to the bottom from the first drop, you had another 20 days and another 37 days. So in 2018, from the cross, okay, from the cross to the bottom in 2018 was 48 days, okay? This is 2022. From the cross to the bottom was 40 days. So 40 and 48 days, okay? 40, 48 days. Can we remember that? 6, 7 weeks, right? From the cross this year, we are currently at 22 days, about halfway there, which tells us if, I understand, as I say every time, past performance does not dictate future action, right? I get it. But these are so similar in structure, and we've called every step of the way thus far that we would be, in my opinion, foolish not to at least consider that it's going to finish the same way it topped, the same way it handled the bounces on the way down, all of that. So if that's the case, we're looking at between 40 and 48 days roughly, so about 3 more weeks. 40 days is going to put us right out here the 1st of March, okay? You can give or take, right? So I have a green box down here. This is my target, and I have it going all the way out to March 19th. So I gave it a couple weeks window in there, right? And for current price action, I'm actually looking for this area to get hit, which is about another 25 to 30% drop here, okay? Somewhere around 50K to 46, 47K. Call it 46 to 50K. That's what I'm looking for, guys. And this is what I'm looking for it to happen. Now, that doesn't mean, and I don't expect us to just bounce right on a batter. I don't expect that at all. What I expect is something like this. Then we've looked at the bounce that we do expect. From this low, right? From this low, in previous cycles, we've gotten a 35% bounce and a 24% bounce. Somewhere in the middle there is about a 30% bounce. So anywhere from a 25 to 30% bounce, right? That's kind of what we're expecting. So something like that. I don't know the percentage here. I'm just drawing. And then I expect this for months, all through the summer, before pulling up and out, okay? I expect this bear market bottom to form with these good pumps and dumps along the way, okay? Very tradable, easily tradable. This is where the big money is made, okay? Trust me, this is where you get 20, 30% pumps and dumps all day long. And in alts, that translates to 40, 50, 60, 70% pumps and dumps, okay? Big alt accumulation zone, okay? It's what happens every time. You can see it right here. See it right here. Go back. I'm not going to go back. I've done this 1,000 times. Go back 2018, 2014. Same thing. Same thing. I'm expecting the same thing. I do not think we get big V-shaped recovery to 200K. I don't think that at all, okay? The summer is almost always boring anyway. So I do think we can get a good little rally here. You know, we may even get more than 30%. We may come up 50%. You know, we may come all the way up here to something like that. And ultimately, I think we come back to this zone, though, and just chop around. But this is what I'm looking for, guys. Early to mid-March. Okay? That's my opinion. And I'm going to keep this on here. And we'll come back to it. But this is what I'm looking for, guys. Eon says, thinking ahead a little bit, when the monthly 5 crosses 13 to the upside, does that indicate the beginning of the bull market? Yes. Good observation. Let's take a look at that. So we are looking at, this is 2022. So you got the monthly 5. So again, the 5 is in white, the orange is in 13, right? So when you got the cross here, right there. It was pretty much up only. You did come back and double bottom, but you never crossed back to the downside on that, okay? You did come back and double bottom, so I'll acknowledge that. It wasn't just up only. You did come double bottom, but you never crossed back, right? Let me move this a little. You never crossed back. I'll zoom in there. You never crossed back 5 over 13, right? So the time you got to cross the upside, you came close, but you didn't cross back. You came back and double bottomed here this year, and it was up only to the current cycle. Let's go back. Good question. Let's go back and look at 2018. All right, 2018, you got the cross to the downside, right here. We've mapped this out, swoop down. This is what I was talking about, this bear market chop. You set low 1, 48 days later, you set low 2. That was your bottom. Big bounce, and then you just chop this zone for months, right? How long do we chop this zone? From the bounce, December of 18 through March of 19, so about 4 months, 4 or 5 months of chop here, okay? 4 or 5 months chop, and then you moved up and out. Now, let's look at the cross to the upside was way over here. I know you'd already pulled away significantly, okay? I'm not saying you're going to get the cross at the bottom. I'm just saying once you got the cross, that was it. Boom. Even here, you came back and double bottomed again. Same thing. Same thing, actually. You got the cross, big move up. You came back and double bottom. See, you double bottom, right? But you did not cross back to the downside on the 5 and 13 before moving all the way up to the big bear market. And the next time you got the cross was the 2022 move down, bear market. Final bear leg down, right? So, yes, that is your bull market go, but that doesn't mean, and of course, this is the first time I'm really studying this, and I'm not even studying it, we're just glancing at it. Both cycles, what did this have in common? That we will want to be sure we're on the lookout for. You got the cross that we're looking for the bull market. You got big run up. How much of a run up was this? Time of the cross. Almost 100% run up. However, what do we need to pay attention to? Both cycles, you got a double bottom. Even after the cross, you came back and double bottomed, right? We'll definitely want to be on the lookout for that next time. See? This is not nearly as many days apart, but that's not even the point. Point is, you got the cross, you had a bottom, you got a bottom, you got the cross, big move up, came down, double bottom before pulling up and away. Okay? Double bottom, right? How much of a move up was this on the cross? Got the cross here. About a 20% move up. So not as big of a play last time. However, we in the crew will definitely be looking, and I'm not saying it has to happen, but it happened the last 2 times, for a double bottom after that cross. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. That's interesting. But yeah, ultimately, this is what we're looking for, is the 5 and 13 to cross to indicate a larger move up. Oh, gosh, Bitcoin up and down. I hope you guys took this short with us right when we came on stream. I said I just took a short right there. 68,370, I think. Bitcoin moving down, guys. Big move down. Got daily naked point of control right here. You could get a bounce here, guys. I hate that I couldn't unload the rest of this fetch. Let's go and cancel that. We unloaded most of it, though. I only have 112 left, so I unloaded 75% of it. All right. Any questions on that? On that days to the bottom that we're looking for? I want to look at some altcoins. I had fun looking at those yesterday. John, you lost faith? Brother, I'm walking this through with you, man. I'm walking you through this. Keep that trade open. Oh, well, you made profit. That's all that matters. Go back to the drawing board. It's too late to short now. All right, so okay, let's go back to that chart we were just looking at. Let me refresh this. So the smallest amount of time that we've taken to get here from the cross has been 40 days. We're only I forgot how 22 days in now. I just don't think we're headed there yet. We could, but that's just a big drop. I just don't think so. We've got a lot of things going on. We looked at this. We have let's go back to the daily. We have the buy bit value area low. That's going to provide some support. We got some swing areas here going to provide some support. Daily, weekly levels, all that kind of stuff down here. So I don't think it's going to be a straight shot down. I do think we're going to kind of grind in here a little bit as we get down here. Now, we could fast move down to the value area low, but we'll probably bounce, fight with it a little bit. So even if you did fast move down, you'll probably bounce something like this and then come down. Maybe even come back to point of control and then reject, something like that before coming down and bottoming in here. So I just don't think it's going to be straight move down. 64K incoming is an order block there. You see this whole thing's a big vector candle right here. This whole thing's a big vector candle. I don't even think we stop at 64. I think we come to a minimum of that 62K. Recover this green vector candle. That's what I'm talking about, guys. When you see these higher time frame vectors, they get recovered. Look at this big red vector candle. What happened? One candle later, big green vector candle to come back up and recover the red. Daily naked point of control getting hit right now, guys. We'll zoom in on that. It is mitigated, and it is not checking up. Guys, these are bearish reports. These were bearish reports. Here's what we're talking about. Here it is. I wasn't watching, but this is what I was telling you. I said eventually, when things start to slow down, you're going to have that 5-minute red market maker vector candle stepping in. There it is. And there it is. They just came back and recovered 50% of it, which means it is now mitigated. They do not have to come back and get 100% of this candle. Can they? Sure. 50% mitigates. That gets them all they wanted to get. So now they're free to take price on down. They just mitigated their own vector candle. This looks very bearish, guys. Good trade, guys. Good trade, guys. We may not even have trades to take later in the VIP Discord trading session. The trade was short, and we got it. We nailed it. Good job. I mean, we're still going to do the trading session, but I mean, if it's just down only, I mean, if you just get down only, we can't force these little longs, right? We can't force them. So we just have to see what the rest of the day gives us. Daily naked is gone. We can get rid of that. We have our trade levels, guys, our target areas. I gave you those in the VIP Discord. I have them hidden on this chart right here. But I did give them to you in Discord, so be sure you're watching those. Click over to alts. If you guys want to see any alts, drop them in chat now. I'll take a look. I'm going to pull up my fetch. I might try to get a little fetch trade here. Let me refresh. Clear it out a little. Guys, this fetch is good. So if you're looking to accumulate fetch, I do think I think at a minimum, I've told you guys this, I think at a minimum every single coin takes out its October 10th wick, which is about 11:30. I do think we take that, but in this particular one, I don't think we stop there. Same thing here. You see vector candles here. These are technically mitigated below, so you don't have to come here. But I do think you come get this one. I think you come down to the point of control, and that may be as low as you get for fetch. Right there, about 8 cents, 9 cents, somewhere in there, 7 to 9 cents. That could be as low as you go, but I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer here at 11 cents. Well, I'm a buyer now at 15 cents. Matter of fact, I might put in another little order here. 1506, go 1505. I've already got 100 and something thousand of these. Let's put it in. There it is. So we're trying to pick up 366,000 more. It's filling now. Part of it. Got 7% filled. Because I don't think we come to these levels today. I think we chop around here a few more weeks. So if I can trade this for a few weeks, we picked up $1,300 this morning on trading it. Just this trade that I gave yesterday evening. So if I can keep doing stuff like that, I'll do it. And again, I have a coin here, in my opinion. If I get stuck at this price, I'm cool. I'm okay with that. Chasing price a little here. I hate doing this. Uh-oh. Here I am trying to adjust price, and it's filling my order. Nobody wants to look at any alts. That's cool. That's cool. I really hate chasing price, guys. But my order's too big for me to just mark it in. It'll hit me with massive spread. I market ordered in one time last year or 2 years ago on WorldCoin with about 100,000 US dollars. I market ordered in, and the price that I was supposed to get it at and the coins I was supposed to get, by the time my order filled, I just marketed ordered, I lost like $4,000. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It hit me with the old spread, the big slippage. I literally lost like $4,000 just from clicking the buy button. I was so mad. I was so mad. It's wanting me to chase price, guys. I'll chase it one more time. No, I'm not. Cancel it out. All right. Guys, I also looked at, you guys had given me like Render and Turbo and several others yesterday. And I looked at all of them. I looked at those. I looked at others. I just like the Fetch AI. I get it, Fetch AI, and I'm harping on alts because now's the time. If you're not paying attention to alts, you're going to miss their bottoms coming up. You know, Fetch AI from bottom to top, I'm not naive enough to think you're going to get another $47,000, $50,000 pump. That's over, okay? That's over. I don't think that at all. I'm looking at this from a liquidity standpoint, and it has good liquidity spikes. I'm assuming we're coming about 10, 11 cents, maybe 8 cents down in here, okay? But let's just call it 10 cents for easy rounding. My first target here, absolute bare bones, minimum worst, terrible performance ever, would probably be a rotation back to the very high here, because that's going to be right above this wick. So right at about 65 cents. So that's going to give me a 650% pump from there. But other than that, I think your next good target would be $1 right here at this wick, which will give me a 10x from there. But ultimately, I don't see any reason this coin can't set a new all-time high, or at least come here to $2 and take this out, even if you don't set a new high. So my real targets would be anywhere, I know it's a broad range, but anywhere from $1 to $2 I think are very doable. And if this thing catches fire, this actual narrative that ChatGPT is calling for, and that makes sense with WorldCoin and the whole KYC across the board for everyone and every facility, everything, Mark of the Beast type stuff. If all that narrative actually catches fire, this thing could easily set new all-time highs. But just from a sheer liquidity hunt standpoint, I like it to $1, then $2, then $3.50 at a minimum. Worst case scenario, you come take this liquidity hunt into your very, very high at 65 cents. And that's from 10 cents, that's a 6.5x, 650% pump. On the $60,000 I put in there, that'll pay me $400,000. And that's if I don't accumulate more, which if I start out with 400,000 Fetch AI coins, I can almost guarantee you with my history of spot trading these, I'll have 1 million before the next bull run. And I'm going to show it. Don't worry, guys. I'm not just going to talk it. I'm going to show it. I've already shown it in the last cycle. WorldCoin, Algorand, and ICP. I'll show it this cycle. So Fetch AI I don't think I got my order filled, and price is running away. Dang it. Started this order at 1505. We're at 1520. I knew it. All right, I'm not going any higher than that. It filled me, and I bet you it hit me with major slippage. It hit me with a market order, I can already tell you. Buy some more. All right, any questions, guys, before we get out of here today? It's a good stream. We have a good trade going. Getting a bounce. Getting a little baby bounce here. I took it off, but we're getting a bounce from the daily naked point of control. The key for today, guys, I'm telling you the key. If you're not comfortable trading this area, that's cool. I wouldn't trade this area. This is not a tradable area. I'm in a trade, yeah. But I'm in a trade from up here. The key today, I'm telling you, watch the daily close in this point of control. Watch this daily close, point of control. If you close here, not financial advice, if you close somewhere around here below this point of control, I'm targeting here really this wick, but this would be a good TP area right in here. You got a daily level. You got the wick low from last week. You get the very low. I would feel comfortable entering a short to here. You could wait for a bearish back test point of control, but either way, your stop loss would have to be above point of control just in case you come back test it before coming down. I would feel comfortable with that trade because it does look very, very bullish. John says, no questions. Great live today. Thanks. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Fetch AI, WorldCoin, those are our coins. We're interested in some HBAR to trade. I don't know that I would be interested in holding HBAR. I would not be interested in buying HBAR at the current price to ride up, but we'll see how low it goes. If it goes back to 3-4 cents, I would most definitely be interested. So I am not interested at the current price, but I would be interested in buying and holding and getting stuck with WorldCoin and Fetch AI right now, even if the bottoms aren't in. You're welcome, Max. You are welcome. Other than that, guys, give me a little while. I'm going to go to the gym. I've not worked out today. I'll be in the VIP Discord. I'll let you know. If the VIP guys are on here, if you want to trade, let me know right now if you can. Would you want to trade sooner rather than later or try to go for that power hour, which is 2 p.m. Central Standard Time? All right, we got filled. Our order did get filled. Look, guys. Look. I want to show you something. That's what I'm talking about with accumulation, okay? Pay attention to me. Accumulation. I showed you this last night on altcoins. Right? I showed you this last night. I bought 401,000 Fetch AI coins, okay? And this is what I'm telling you. I'm going to be at 1 million coins before the bull run. I'm telling you. Not financial advice, but this is what I do. This is my forte, is this altcoin accumulation. 400,000 altcoins. All I did today was sell my Fetch AI. That's it. I sold my Fetch AI, right? And I put no more money on this account. I just rebought Fetch AI. I just rebought, and look at the balance now. 443,000. So what is that? 401 to 443. 42,000 more Fetch AI for doing absolutely nothing else. And if this goes to $1, which is my minimum target, that is a $42,000 trade, guys. I'm telling you, start thinking of it in terms of that. I know 43,000 coins out of 42,000. I don't even know what that is. Let's see. 42,000 extra coins, which is what we made. 42,000 extra coins times 15 cents. It's an extra $6,000. Okay? Well, that's still pretty dang good. But I'm looking at it as an extra $42,000. And if it goes to $2, which is my target number 2, it's an extra $84,000, guys. So trade with me, not financial advice, but accumulate. It's the way to go. West Coast free all day. John says power hour. Kerry Ben says power hour. All right, we'll do it. 2 o'clock is power hour. I'm going to go live, and I'll post a link when it gets closer to time. I'm going to go live at 1:45 just so we can be ready for power hour, which starts 15 minutes later. But last time we did power hour, remember, they kicked the show off about 5 minutes before 2. So power hour is a zone, right? A give or take zone. It has the nickname, but by the time we started power hour last time, price was ripping. So I'm going to go live at about 1:45 Central Standard Time. I will post the link at least 15 minutes ahead of time, so be on the lookout for that, guys. Have your trade set up ready, your leverage ready, your margin you're ready to go with. So when we get ready to click a button, you can just click a button. You don't have to be scrolling and setting all that and missing half the trade, right? And we're trying to make some money this afternoon. We're already way up on the week with today's trade. And we were already up $500 going into this trade. We're up about $6,500 on the week. So we're going to make some money today. We took last week off for the most part. We had the big short trade, but other than that, if you weren't short, there was no trade to take, period. It was down only. You couldn't long into that. But we're back. We're in Chop City. We were ready to trade. The crew is back, guys. We're going to make some money today. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Yes, John, Central Time, 1:45 Central Time. That's what time I'm going live. Power hour is 2 to 3 Central Time. So, all right, guys. Thanks for being here. I love you guys. It's a good day. The Lord has blessed us.